are working against an algorithm, and instead of working against it, I want you to work with it. Hi, and welcome to Improve Your Insta. This is a series that we've started with Cast Iron to really enable you as a business owner to take ownership of the social platform that you have by presenting your business on Instagram. So my name is Laura Luke. I am part of Butterfly Bakes ATL, or I am Butterfly Bakes ATL. What am I talking about? I'm a one-woman show. So I'm so excited to be talking to you guys today. And just to give a little bit of background about myself, I'm a cookie artist. I'm a cottage food baker. So I bake, decorate, and sell custom cookies out of my home. And I'm also a content creator. So I've been able to monetize my content on various social media platforms, and that's part of my business as well. So I have a couple stats just to show you my growth on these social platforms. On Instagram, I have 101,000 followers, Facebook 57,000, and TikTok 39,000. I would say at this point in my business, about 90% of my customer base comes to me through my Instagram. So that's leads us right into the next section, which is why Instagram. First of all, it's completely free. Instagram is a completely free platform to advertise your business. And like I said, I like to think of it as a filter to get people to your website. And hopefully by you being here, you've realized that the importance of having a website to bring legitimacy to your business, to let it operate in the way that it needs to operate, and to have a professional business, you need to have a professional website. So Instagram is in the same way. Having a presence on Instagram gives you a social legitimacy as a business. More often than not, get approached about, hey, what's your Instagram versus what's your website? It's just become a social currency that we all use, and we all just go to connect with not just friends and family, but businesses as well. So think about it as a search engine. If you were planning a party and looking for various vendors, you might go to Instagram to search your area for, people that do what we do. So it has become one of those things that we have to follow a certain formula in order to get a presence on Instagram, because we are working against an algorithm, and instead of working against it, I want you to work with it. So I want you to follow the formula for success, and that is Reels. Reels are short form videos under a minute. When you're creating Reels, I want you to think of a few things. I want you to keep it simple. I don't want you to think of a reel as a movie. I want you to think of it as like a trailer, right? So you don't have to show every step in your process. I want you to have movement in every frame. I want every frame to be purposeful, to make sense, and, be short, concise, or quick movement. So we're going to talk about all of that when I get into the example, but I want you to give your viewer that sense of anticipation of, oh, I didn't see that coming, or what's the next step? As soon as your video starts to get a little bit what I would consider redundant or boring, you're going to lose your viewership. And when we lose viewership, our content becomes less on the priority of the algorithm. So the longer we keep a viewer watching our content, the better we're going to be on the platform, and the more favorable our content is going to be in order for the algorithm to push it out to people that not only follow us, but don't follow us. So ask yourself, when you're creating content, would I stop and watch this? If I was just mindlessly scrolling, doing other things, is this something that I would stop and watch? When it comes to producing your videos, you want to be filming on a high quality camera. So a recent iPhone, high quality camera, if you're more adapt to using a professional camera. On your iPhone, you want to make sure to check your camera settings. You want to be filming at 1080p at 60 FPS. All that basically means it's a higher quality video than maybe your standard factory settings. So you want to just double check your camera settings and make sure that that's updated. An alternative to filming in real time may be filming in time lapse. So your iPhone has a camera setting called time lapse, and all that does is it condenses a longer form video into a short clip of really fast movement, right? So sometimes that can be effective, sometimes it's not as effective. But when I first started, I filmed exclusively in time lapse for a really long time. I just found it easier to edit. I wasn't as adept at editing as I am now. So that's always an option for you. But just keep in mind, even if you film in time lapse, I do recommend that you still go through the editing process to cut any clips that either have gone on too long or don't have any movement in them. So secondly, I do recommend using a third-party app to edit your videos. So you've got your clips filmed, you want to put them into Instagram to create a reel, but I recommend that you do that process through a third-party app. I like to use InShot. It's the one that's worked the best for me. And we're going to watch an example now of the editing process within the InShot app. So here we go.
I'm so excited to show you guys how I create my reels. I like to use the app InShot. So I've shot my video on my iPhone, and then I want to grab the video clips that I'm going to be working with today and import those into the InShot app. One of the first things that I do is I want to shorten each of my clips, trim the front and the back in order to get that movement in the very first second of that clip. I don't want any dead or non-movement in my video at all. I want there to be constant movement, even if there's different clips that we're working with. So you'll see how that starts to come together as we edit. And as you can see also, I'm starting with a video filmed in real time, which seems quite slow. We're not used to seeing things in real time. Most videos on social media are sped up because we have so much content that we can view and very little time. Most people aren't going on social media to really focus. They're looking for an outlet of escape. So we want to give that to them in the form of a video that is fast-paced and faster moving than real life. So you can see I usually up my speed to between 2 and 3 times just as a start. Sometimes I go faster, sometimes I go slower. It really just depends on my mood and the style that I'm going for. If I'm going for more of a calm style or if I want it to be fast-paced and sped up. It's really up to you. Think of this as a creative process, just like when you're creating your product, your bakery items, your cookies, your cakes, whatever it may be. That's a creative process. So this is a creative process as well. As long as we can have tools and tasks that are routine, this can become a very quick process for you. So again, you can see I'm just doing the same thing with each clip, shortening it, changing the speed, making sure there's only motion in the video. I'm cutting out any non-motion. And here, the very last clip is me showing the final product. And I usually like this clip to be about 2 seconds. It can be, the product itself, you holding it, or a picture of it on a plate, or whatever it may be. But I like to show the finished product, get that sense of satisfaction that they know what I created ended up looking like. And on this second pass of the clips, I'm now paying attention to how long each clip is. So like I said before, I try to keep each clip between 1 and 4 seconds. Anything longer than 4 seconds and it's starting to drag on, unless it's time lapse and it's moving really, really fast. Editing is not a linear process. It's a lot of going back, watching it over, putting yourself in the position of the viewer. Does this seem like it's moving too slowly? Am I getting bored? So this clip right here is longer than 4 seconds. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna cut it. So I hit that split button right there next to the delete, and that splits my clip into 2 different clips. So now I'm able to work with 2 4-second clips instead of an 8-second clip. And I'll show you how I'm able to create two different experiences or two different clips within one clip of motion for the viewer. I'm doing the same thing here. Even though this clip is 4 seconds, I feel like there's two different clips within this one clip. There's the clip of me finishing flooding, and then there's the clip of me going in with my scribe. So this one of the scribe, I know that I want to make 1 second because I want it to be kind of a quick, whoa, what is that? You know, that I've not seen that before. So it's kind of, again, an element of surprise before we get to the final look. I don't usually like to start my videos with a long clip, and that's why I'm cutting these here and I'm zooming in. That way I'm creating a different point of view within the same clip. See how I did that? So it almost looks like two different clips now. It is two different clips now, but it's the same shot. Now, in watching this back, I felt like the second clip felt slower than the first. So I cut this down to 1 second, and I felt like it flowed a lot better. This just comes with time and practice, and you'll start to see those natural stopping points, like when I'm, filling in the right side of this heart. To me, that was a separate clip. So I decided to, again, zoom in, use what I did in the beginning. And that's the thing, find something that works for you and use it over and over again, and that will help to create a sense of consistency. Using similar clips or similar lengths or similar speeds helps to do that. So here we go, let's watch it one more time all the way through and see what we think. Okay, I really like this. So let's go with this. Let's export it out. We're going to open it up in our photos. So here's where you can edit to adjust the lighting and the shadows. I usually adjust the shadows first between 30 and 50% and the brightness between 30 and 50%. I don't adjust my videos too much because I do use natural light, and that gives it a really nice look even unedited. Again, you want the video to be pleasing to the eye. So whatever way lets you achieve that the best, you want to edit in order to get to that point. So I like a bright, vibrant video because I use a lot of color. I want the eye to really be focused on my product, which is my cookie. So in order to achieve that, I usually need to up the shadows and up the brightness in order to get that most pleasing point of view. So now we're opening up Instagram. We're uploading our video as a reel. And then we have the fun part of doing audio. What you'll find is with the way that I just taught you to do your clips between 1 and 4 seconds, that will pretty much go with any music. It's really up to you at this point what type of music you want to choose and what type of feeling that you want your video to have. So the last step before we post is to edit our cover photo. This is so important because this is what is going to be displayed on your profile, on your grid. So you want to choose a cover and a profile grid that looks good, that's centered, that's zoomed in correctly. And there you have it. You just made your own reel and you're ready to add your caption and hit share and get your business out there into the world. I promise you this will pay off and it will become like second nature to you.
Okay, I know that was a lot of information I just threw at you right now. I hope that it was helpful, and I hope that it's something you can go back to over and over again until you find your groove and your own way of filming and editing your videos. If you're not confident in this yet, it's okay. I want to let you borrow my confidence, right? Because I wasn't always good at this either. I had my husband take my pictures when I first started. I knew nothing about editing videos. It probably took me 2 hours to edit my first video, and now it takes me 5 to 10 minutes to edit a video. So I want you to know that you can get good at this. Again, think of this as an extension of your creativity, and, challenge yourself. I'm going to make one reel, and then I'm going to make the second reel, and then maybe I'll post one reel a week. Do something that is consistent for you, and don't feel like it has to be all or nothing. So I hope to see you all on Instagram. If you need any help or have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram, of course, at Butterfly Bakes ATL, and I'm here for you, and I'm excited to see your content. Thanks.